Hey, everybody. I see here. All right, liberal Democratic women, 4B. All for it. Nobody wants to touch you anyway because you a bunch of crazy, bat crazy women. Oh, you're going to keep your legs closed. You don't want to have sex with other people. You're going to shave your heads. Go ahead. That would be the best birth control that money can buy. And we ain't got to buy it. You're the same spoiled, entitled brats that demand men treat you like princesses and spend all kinds of money on you. And for what? Just because you think having sex with them is going to warrant their worshiping you? If you can't bring something to the table, don't ask. All right, well, so much for that. You guys are worthless. You want to act like that? I don't give a damn. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth me or any other man to worry about you. Worried, oh, I'm going to close my legs. I'm not going to have sex with you. Why do you think guys are going to other countries, like in the Philippines, Taiwan, Thailand? They can find better women over there because they're not as opinionated. And that's a fact I know. My first marriage lasted 11 months to an American. I've been with my wife for 34 years, and she's from Asia. So I know firsthand. There is a big difference. Now, let's get on to another subject near and dear to my heart. Politicians. Politicians are trying to rebel already. Was it Governor of Massachusetts says they're not going to allow the federal government to remove illegals. Gavin Newsom, California, saying the same thing. He's going to prevent illegals from being removed from his state. People coming into this country illegally are violating federal law, not state, federal. And states do not have the authority to override federal law when the federal authorities are enforcing such law against people that are not U.S. citizens. You can spew all the garbage you want and say all the things you want, but face facts. Either you turn these illegals over to the federal government for deportation or lose federal funding for your state. It comes down to that. And you Democrats, all you care about is money anyway. So it's either put up or shut up, right? And that's another thing. I got a beef with the Democrats on this one. Good example. I lived in California. Loved it. Chula Vista, beautiful, beautiful place, right? Just south of San Diego. I worked also in San Ysidro as a security guard part-time while I was in the military. I loved it. Beautiful location. Wonderful people. Now, it's a shithole. Why? Because the politicians don't believe in enforcing laws. They don't believe in setting boundaries. Now you've taken a beautiful state and turned it into garbage. You got people doing drugs right out on the street, defecating, urinating on the street, in front of restaurants even. And you just don't care. Okay? So now you got people that are leaving your states. Okay? In large numbers. The only problem is that the people leaving your state are also Democrats. Okay? Here's my beef. You leave your state as a Democrat. You have your democratic values. You have your mentality. You move to a red state, we'll say Texas, for example, and you move into a safe community. You feel happy. You say, I'm going to run for office. I'm going to make people Democrats. I don't know why, but it seems like every single city that's run by Democrats is a shithole. You don't know how to do anything. You don't know how to manage anything except for put money in your pocket. And that's a fact. You look it up yourself. All the major cities that are run by Democrats are in the hole. They got large amounts of crime. They have more poor people, destitute people than the Republican cities. Republican cities, they try to balance the budget. The people feel safer, et cetera, et cetera. But you Democrats, you're like locusts. You move to one location, destroy it, and then move to another location, and then you just, you want it to feel like where you just left, and so you destroy that new place too. So my advice to you is, don't move. Stay where you're at. Fix your own damn city. Start growing a set of balls, standing up to criminals, and standing up to those stupid politicians that tell you all this garbage. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. They ain't going to do anything. When have you ever seen a politician actually do anything? Even on the Republican side, they tell you stuff and you rarely see them do it. But face facts, you people have to clean up your own mess instead of spreading your disease to other locations. It's insulting to Americans, especially people that, you complain and you insult the people who what they call the flyover states. But now you people are invading those locations, bringing your liberal values to Omaha, to Montana, to Nebraska. Why? They didn't work where you were. What makes you think it's going to work someplace else? It's just like the ones that are saying communism has, it really hasn't taken a good foothold yet. Yeah, it did. Soviet Union, 1917, right on up until after Reagan and Gorbachev had their little meeting in the 80s. Guess what? It didn't work. As soon as they lifted communism, Russia started to prosper. And that's a fact. China builds whole cities to keep their populations employed so they don't rebel. China is hurting financially, but yet they're pushing their military to expand because they have no choice. Because once the bubble on that government pops, it's all going to collapse, and they're afraid of it. I mean, if you've never seen a Chinese drama, I have. They say that countries' movies reflect the people. Watch a Chinese drama or two. I don't care which ones. Watch a few. Not the historical ones are garbage. They're okay. They're entertaining, but watch some of the ones that are more modern. Chinese values. Selling your daughter for political gain and financial gain. Allowing your girlfriend to be drugged and used as a sex slave by someone else. Whenever a man gets angry at a woman in the dramas, they reach out and they grab her by the throat and start choking her out. They don't have any issues with using violence to attain what they want. Kidnapping is not a big deal. They don't consider murder that big deal. They don't even know the difference between a wife and a mistress. So that's Chinese values. So if you people that are sitting here praising how great China is, good luck. And on a final note, for those of you that are still on the edge about what's going on with our country, give the president a chance for at least the first 2 years to see how this nation goes. Because you got to remember, he's fighting against opposition everywhere he goes in order to try and fix everything that Biden and Harris screwed up. I see out.